leaders, entrepreneurs, lawyers, and pastors are all being recognized as Wisconsin's most influential black leaders.
Madison 365 puts that list out each year to highlight diverse role models for kids throughout our state. Henry Sanders is the CEO and publisher of Madison 365. Henry, Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Happy New Year. Happy 2019. Here we are.
Here we are, ready or not.
Yes, right.
Tell us a little bit about this list. How did it get started and what is the purpose of it?
Yeah, so at Madison 365, about 4 years ago, we started this list because we wanted to highlight all the wonderful things people of color were doing in the state. And sometimes when we talk about black community or the Latino community, we talk about the disparities. But I'm like, where do we talk about the positive things, the things that people of color are doing in a positive way to help? And so we put this list together in the state of Wisconsin, and 4 years later, here we are.
42 people on the list.
42.
Did you solicit nominations, or how did you choose these people?
Yeah, so we go around the state and solicit nominations. So I talk to people in different communities, like who are the people who are really moving things in your community. I always say people can move money, policy, or people. And so who are the people in your community doing those things?
Quite a few people in our area were on this list, including Lieutenant Governor-elect Mandela Barnes, Dennis Shields. He's the Chancellor of UW-Platteville.
Yeah. Mandela was great because first African-American ever be lieutenant governor.
Right.
And he's young. You know, I guess it's all relative these days. But he's a young guy, and that was wonderful for him to be the first African-American to do that. Dennis Shields, you mentioned, was at Platteville, so he's a chancellor at Platteville. I went to Platteville for a semester. Warhawks, I'm a Warhawk, though. And so, yeah, we have a wonderful list. People like Brandon Williams played football here at the Badgers. He was on the list. Pastor Marcus Allen from Mount Zion, the second oldest black church in the city of Madison, was on the list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had a lot of wonderful people doing lots of great stuff on the list. And it was funny when we first started it. People were like, you can't have so many people on the list. You're just going to run out of people doing stuff. And now it's like, I can't have enough. I mean, there's so many people who are doing wonderful things in the state. You just feel bad you left some people off.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have.
So it's not just local leaders, it's statewide.
Statewide.
People across the state.
Yeah, statewide. We really want to highlight all the things going on in the state because we really want to attract and retain people of color here in our state of Wisconsin. Again, we hear some of the biggest disparities by our state, but what can we do to make sure we attract and retain some of our brightest here in the state? So this is part of that issue.
Something you said in the article that I really liked is how important this is for kids. It's really inspiring for them to see these people succeed, right?
It is. You know, the first year we did it, I had mothers and parents calling me crying.
Really?
Because they're like, you know what, we never see these, our kids never get to see people of color doing these wonderful things. I literally had parents crying and calling me. So that actually touched me when I had people in the schools like, hey, look, you know what, my kids need to see this.
And then later this year, you also do a Latino list of leaders as well, right?
We do. So we do a Latino list every year. Also, we partner with the Milwaukee Brewers, and we do a list with them. And every year we go out there and partner and do some wonderful events, annual events, same premise, highlight people of color across the state.
Great work, important work.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming up and waking up this early and talking to us about
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Henry. Great to see you. Continued success.
Thank you.
Well, when we come back, we're welcoming a new member to the Madison community. This is my favorite story of the year, the New Year's baby, the first